Hey, this is Dr. Powers, and today I'm going to be leading you through one of my all-time favorite imagery exercises. It's called Leaves on a Stream. This exercise is especially helpful if you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed with a lot of information. Oftentimes, we can feel like we have a sticky thought, something that just keeps coming up over and over again and makes it hard for us to concentrate or move on to something else that might need to take priority in that moment. At other times, we can feel like we're overwhelmed with just too much information and our thoughts are racing, kind of spinning out of control and making us feel panicky or overwhelmed. Sometimes when that happens, we can find it difficult to concentrate or even to relax or try to get to sleep. So this tool is really useful in allowing us to have a different way to process all of that information, to acknowledge its presence without giving all of our energy to those thoughts that aren't super helpful. So for the next couple minutes, I invite you to just get comfortable. You don't have to be lying down or sitting in any particular way. Just find a space that's relatively quiet where you can be at peace and feel comfortable and safe. A lot of people find that it's more helpful if they close their eyes, but that's definitely not necessary. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be just leading you through this exercise with my voice. You won't need to look at the screen. So as you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes and start to bring your attention to your breath. Notice the way that it feels as it enters in through your nose and exits through your mouth. Throughout this exercise, if you find yourself getting distracted or feeling like you're kind of off track, instead of beating yourself up over that, I encourage you to just come back to this breath. That's going to be our center point, our anchor. Your breath is always with you, and you can always use it as a place to ground yourself. So continue to pay attention to that sensation of the air flowing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now in your mind's eye, I invite you to begin to create a scene. See yourself seated next to a river. You're on the bank, and in this space, you're comfortable and you know you're safe. You're not rushed for time. Start to fill in the details of this scene. Notice what the weather is like. Pay attention to the time of day. Notice the speed of the current, whether the river is wide or narrow. Notice the color and the flow of the water. And as you sit here quietly by the river, you start to notice that there's a gentle breeze blowing through the trees. As you pay attention to that breeze, you notice that there's a tree close to you with branches that hang out over the surface of the water. And as you're watching, you notice every few moments the wind rustles through those branches and a leaf or two slowly fall from the branch and land on the surface of the water. And as you watch those leaves, you see that they drift away along with the current until they're completely out of sight. Now, as you sit here by the river, you might notice fears, thoughts about the future, regrets about the past, excitement about what's to come, a to-do list. Any of those thoughts floating through your mind are natural and to be expected. But as you sit here in this moment, enjoying your space by the river, imagine yourself pulling those thoughts gently from your mind, placing them on the leaves that have fallen from that tree, and watching them drift out of sight. At times, this might take longer than others. You might notice the same thoughts coming up over and over again. That's okay. That's not something to be upset about. That's your brain doing what your brain does best. Remembering, attending to important details. But for right now, you're being kind to yourself, allowing your brain to acknowledge those thoughts, those feelings as they come through. But each time, placing them gently on a leaf and allowing them to drift away out of sight. We'll remain here by the water's edge for a few moments. I'll be silent and allow you to practice placing your thoughts on those leaves and letting them drift away. Begin now to turn your attention back to the scene that your mind has created. I encourage you to take a moment to appreciate the imagination that you possess. Spend a moment showing gratitude to yourself that you're able to create such a place that's so peaceful and calm. Recognize that this is a place that you can return to at any time. With your eyes still closed, slowly begin to turn your focus back to your breath. Noticing the cool feeling that comes with the inhale and the warm sensation of the exhale. At your own pace, take 3 more breaths this way, and then you can slowly open your eyes and rejoin me here. I hope that you enjoyed this little break away from those thoughts that are pressing and feel so important. Doing an exercise like this isn't meant to minimize the importance of those thoughts or feelings. They're there for a reason. Oftentimes we just get so overwhelmed by their presence that we can't really do much with them. So I hope that you'll use this exercise both today and moving forward as a way to get a little bit of distance from some of those feelings and thoughts that are pressing through your mind. To be able to have that space to just be still and quiet. Stay safe, Hawks, and we'll see you again soon.